Hello guys, today we're going to be talking about loops in Python. So, what are loops? So, loops are basically like repeating something. Or repeating something, but like let's say adding something. Something like that. And loops are really useful in Python. You'll be using them a lot as an experienced programmer. So the types of loops we'll be discussing in today's video is for loops, while loops, and that's it. So, first of all, I'll just take an example of a for loop. Yeah, so this is a really basic beginner example to start off with. So the syntax of a for loop is you put in for, then whatever variable name, so I'll just put in var name for short, and then you put in the keyword in, and put in how many times you want to repeat it, or go through the list. Yeah, like how many lines you want to go through. So, and for that, you have to put it through a list. Because, you see, the in operator can iterate through it. Which means that the amount of characters in a string is the amount of times it's gonna, repeat. So don't forget to, put in a string. Because if you put in an integer, it'll just come up an error that int object is not iterable. So now let's put in the amount of times you want to put in the string. Like let's say 10 times. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just do this for short since integers are also used in strings. And then you use this colon to tell that it's a statement. And then you print whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and you can print. Oh, and if you're writing a string, then it just prints that and repeats it. But if you're writing the variable you're using for this for loop, then it just iterates through it and prints what it iterated. Like here, it just printed the variable name. So it actually though just printed whatever you put in after the in, except this colon. So then you just get back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And of course 0, because 0 in there. Yeah. So these are really basic examples of for loops. Now I'll tell you a more complex one. For I in. So first of all, now let's put in a variable name. So let's just put in my loop, because it's going to be a part of the loop. As let's say this is a loop. Now let's do let's say my loop dot split. My loop dot the split function just splits in every word. So but it doesn't affect how the variable is stored. Yeah, so now my loop equal to my loop dot split. So now, yeah, so now let's do the thingy. I'll just put in my loop just to remember it. I know. So now, for I in my loop, and I. Now it just prints the words. Get it? Yeah. So it's pretty much like that. And if you just do my loop dot split, then you get an attribute error, because split does not have attribute split. Yeah, because once you split it, it becomes a list, and lists don't have that like attribute. So anyway, so these are the most basic ones. I know this seems even shorter, but for real, if you want to look at one complex thing, it's like creating a math table, which I explained in another video. I'll put in, yeah, you may check the card that'll be put in right now. So now, let's talk about while loops. So now we'll talk about an example of a while loop. While 6, so 1, 2, okay. So, oopsie. Yeah, for some reason. Okay, guys, yeah, that was a little bit some sort of, yeah. I did an infinite loop. So don't get a mistake on infinite loops, okay? Yeah, because then they use like all of your memory. So yeah, so this is an example. So yeah, most while loops really need like a variable, or else for loops would be way easier. Yeah. So the basic idea of while loops are, if a condition is true, then it keeps on then execute it until the condition is false. So if you see here, we stored a variable x that equals to 5. And while 1 is smaller than x, print x. And after that, you assign that x will equal to x minus 1. You know, this is a shortcut. And then once x minus equal to 1 is equal to 1, then it can't execute because you can't subtract x one more time, because then the condition is false. Yeah. So, and then once the condition is false, or once the while loops keep on like stops running, then the whole loops end. So you can also combine a while statement with an else statement. So let's say that this condition is false. Then else print I am the condition is not true. Yeah. So after that, since this loop ended, else this condition is not true. Hey guys, now what if you want to store a variable to a loop? Well, yeah, that syntax is way too tough. So you don't really need it right now because you're not gonna even save anything. Only until you become an experienced programmer. So so this is the basic of the while loop. Now let's say a more complex one. Like let's say while x is smaller than, let's say, 100. Yeah, let's say 100. Smaller than or equal to then, rather. Then print. So right now let's just put in an f string, you know. X is no. So this is the X line. Okay. And now X plus equal to 1. Because without this, then X is always smaller than 100, right? So then I'll just do an infinite loop. So now, this repeats until X is like, equal, bigger than 100. So now it'll come up till the 100th line. Yeah. Yeah, so those are the basic of loops. So yes, loops can be used in many large things. So loops help to repeat or add on. Because if you've been writing, like let's say that you really need something like this, then you wouldn't really want to like repeat it a bunch of times, right? Yeah. Well, that would say that you're not a good programmer. So yeah. Now let's talk about two useful keywords. So those keywords are the break and also pass. No, not two, I mean three. And continue. Yeah. So one example of break is, I'll just show you for I in text. Yeah, so also, yeah, actually, while x is smaller than 10, if x equal to, let's say, 4, break. And until then, print hello world. So for some reason this is not working. Yeah. Wait just a second. Do I rather mean that x equal to 1. Oopsie. Yeah. Looks like the kernel was waiting. Yeah, so x is supposed to be smaller. Personally, guys, x plus equal to 1. Anyway, sorry. So restart the kernel. You can also interrupt, but most of the time, sometimes that doesn't work because it's using all of your calculation on the loop. Okay, guys, yeah. So the break function breaks out of the current loop. So in this thingy, while x is smaller than 10, we define x equal to 1 here again. Then if x equal to 4, which is within this x is smaller than 10 loop, break out of the current loop. Until then, print hello world. And then x plus equal to 1. We all know that. So that is how the break works. Now, what is the pass keyword? Now let's just say, so now what if we don't want a loop to do anything? Let's say, just in case. Because even in functions and classes in the next thing, you won't really sometimes you don't want to fill anything. Or you want to fill it out later on. Now, you can't really leave the class or the function or the loop with nothing. You can't even leave it with a comment. Because comments don't even affect the code, remember? So I'll just put a comment anyway. This is a comment. Then I'll say syntax error. Unexpected EOF while parsing. That means that we can't leave nothing in a loop. So instead of this error, we can just do the pass keyword. And then just print nothing. Really nothing. Yeah. Oh yeah, and don't really worry. Oh yeah, show me guys. I'm supposed to put in x plus equal to 1. X plus equal to 1. Okay, yeah guys, so since this does nothing, I mean, yeah, we still do need this x plus equal to 1 thing. Or else it doesn't, or else this still runs it. So this loop doesn't really even print anything. So instead of like getting an error, since we don't want anything to get done with it, we use the pass. So many people use the pass as a placeholder. And you can also use it in for loops. Yeah. Yeah, so let me just zoom in here. So now, what about the continue? Now let's use a for loop for this. For I in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say if I equal to, let's say, 3, then continue. Print I. Yeah. So what is this continue doing? So continue like goes to the top of the enclosing loop. So we said if I equal to 3, then continue. So then it just doesn't include it, because then it continues without the 3. So 1, 2, and once it's 3 here somewhere in the middle, it just continues on without the 3. So then 4 and 5 and 6. Yeah. So those are the 3 keywords. So that's it about loops. So bye guys. See you next time.